London, the capital of the United Kingdom, stands as one of the most diverse and multicultural cities in the world. With a population of approximately 8.9 million, nearly 40% of whom were born overseas, this modern metropolis has been a hub of global interaction for centuries. Though it may seem that this cosmopolitan status is a recent development, London has been a melting pot of cultures, influences and political shifts for over 2,000 years. From its Roman origins to the heights of the British Empire, the city has continually evolved, shaped by conquest, commerce and cultural exchanges. London's story begins with the arrival of the Romans in 43 AD. Establishing a settlement named Londinium on the northern bank of the River Thames, the Romans strategically positioned their town at the narrowest crossing point, allowing for the construction of a bridge that linked it to wider trade routes. Initially small and vulnerable, Londinium was decimated by Queen Boudicca's rebellion in 60 AD. However, the Romans swiftly rebuilt it, incorporating grand public structures, an amphitheatre, temples, and a formidable defensive wall erected between 190 and 225 AD. By the end of the 1st century, Londinium had grown to 60,000 inhabitants, overtaking Camulodunum, modern-day Colchester, as the capital of Roman Britain. With the fall of the Roman Empire, Londinium was largely abandoned by the early 5th century. It was only with the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons that the city experienced a revival, as settlers established Ludenberg near present-day Covent Garden. By the late 7th century, the city had become a thriving trade centre and the site of the first St. Paul's Cathedral, founded in 604. The wealth of Anglo-Saxon London did not go unnoticed. By the 9th century, Viking raiders launched attacks on the city, culminating in the Great Heathen Army occupying it in 871. King Alfred the Great reclaimed the city in 886, fortifying its defences and re-establishing it within the old Roman walls under the name Lundenburg. Despite ongoing Viking threats, London flourished as a commercial hub, gradually eclipsing Winchester as England's primary city. The Norman invasion of 1066 marked a turning point for London. Following his victory at the Battle of Hastings, William the Conqueror was crowned in Westminster Abbey, cementing the city's role in English governance. The construction of the Tower of London and other fortifications reinforced Norman rule. Over the following centuries, London expanded beyond its walls, its economy driven by merchants and craftsmen who organised into powerful guilds. London's growing independence was solidified in 1215, when King John granted the city self-governing privileges in the Magna Carta. The medieval period also saw the construction of the first stone London Bridge in 1209, providing a vital crossing over the Thames. Despite its prosperity, the city suffered devastation during the Black Death of 1348, which wiped out nearly half its population. By the 16th century, London had transformed into a bustling metropolis. Under the Tudors, trade flourished, with connections reaching Russia, Africa, India and the Americas. The East India Company, established in 1600, laid the groundwork for British colonial expansion. The era also witnessed the rise of the theatre, with Shakespeare's Globe entertaining the masses. The Stuart period brought turbulence. The English Civil War, from 1642 to 1651, saw Londoners siding with Parliament against King Charles I, who was ultimately executed in 1649. The city suffered further calamities in the Great Plague of 1665 and the Great Fire of 1666, which led to major reconstruction efforts spearheaded by Sir Christopher Wren, including the rebuilding of St. Paul's Cathedral. The 18th and 19th centuries saw London ascend as the heart of the British Empire. The Industrial Revolution, spurred mass urbanization, with the city's population soaring from 1 million in 1800 to over 6.7 million by 1900. However, overcrowding and poor sanitation led to public health crises, culminating in the Great Stink of 1858, which prompted the construction of Joseph Bazalgette's modern sewage system. Advancements in transportation, including the expansion of the railway network and the introduction of the underground in 1863, reshaped the city's geography. Landmark structures such as Trafalgar Square, Tower Bridge and Big Ben emerged, symbolising London's growing prominence on the world stage. The World Wars left indelible marks on London. German air raids during World War I and the devastating blitz of World War II killed thousands and destroyed vast swathes of the city. Post-war reconstruction saw the emergence of modernist architecture and new housing developments, reshaping the urban landscape. The latter half of the 20th century witnessed London's transformation into a global financial and cultural hub. Immigration from former British colonies enriched the city's diversity, making it a true world capital. Today, London remains an economic powerhouse, a beacon of history and progress, and a city where the past and future coexist in remarkable harmony.